I want to cut real quick to this video, and then I want to invite in Marko. I don't think you guys have ever seen this video before, but I think that this video really does show why I am a Hall of Famer. Let's show the video real quick.
A modern-day Raging Bull, possibly the greatest pressure fighter in history, Shawn Porter. After competing at middleweight as an amateur, the 5'7" Porter turns professional at 147 pounds. Mauling through his opponents with his aggressive come-forward style, Shawn mastered springing forward while avoiding punches by bobbing and weaving. Shawn had the keen ability to stay low, but cranking the pressure on his opponents like a vice grip. Shawn was fast with his feet and fast with his hands. Porter had his opponents feeling like they were ghosts being chased by a powered-up Pac-Man. He wouldn't stop coming, would turn corners and change angles. Shawn's inside fighting was vicious. He would maul his opponents like a hungry bear. One of the most fan-friendly fighters in history, Shawn Porter was never in a boring fight. Porter fought in one of the most talent-rich eras in welterweight history. He was never in a lopsided fight either, while only losing to generational talented Hall of Famers that he came this close to beating. Showtime Shawn Porter was one of the greatest pressure fighters in history. What other fighters belong in that category with him?
There he is.
Oh.
What's up?
What's going on, sir?
Good, man. Good. Yo, that dude in that video was handsome.
Listen, man, what like motivated you to even like pull me and make that of me?
Well, you know, there's only a handful of fighters who effectively maul their opponents the way you did, you know. And, you know, you got like Ricky Hatton, you got like Rocky Marciano, Jake LaMotta, you know, very few fighters were able to do what you did with the skill in which you did it. I mean, you know, you never stopped coming, ever. And you imposed your will like almost like no other. You know, we talk about how boxing is what, 90% mental, maybe?
That's what we say.
And you are an example. You are a diamond-studded example of that.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that when I first caught wind of it, and you know, I really felt like holding that moment and to really show it for myself until the Hall of Fame was probably the best time to do it. And I just wanted to extend you an opportunity on the podcast to show yourself, show your platform, and also publicly thank you for creating that, man. I just thought it showed me things that I didn't really look at and recognize myself. I'm out there doing it, but never really took time to recognize what I was doing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Kenny, did Dad like it? Because as long as Dad likes it, I'm good.
Oh, well, I've had it for quite a while.
Okay.
This is not my first time seeing it. I send it to people all the time.
I appreciate it, man.
So, no, I
it.
really enjoyed it. Yeah, I send it to people all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Shawn had this like it wasn't peekaboo style, but it almost was peekaboo style, but it was also like a Mexican style. He had such a unique style that was so effective, you know what I mean? And I wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, nobody knows his style. Nobody knows what it was. I mean, you're trying to describe it, but you're not there. And
no, I tried.
But I never divulged that to anybody. And in order for him to be successful at the things he did, it took a lot of hours, you know, to perfect that. And there were so many different things that he did. He worked on basics and fundamentals for thousands and thousands of hours. He worked on lateral movement for thousands and thousands of hours. He worked on in and out motion. He worked on boxing. He worked on pressure fighting. He worked on slipping punches. There were so many intricate things to what he was doing, and he could change those things in split seconds before anybody could figure out what he was doing to effectively defend it. He was able to do something else. You know, thousands and thousands of hours are working on pivots and footwork. Right. And of course, playing football all those years and playing running back skill positions to have to keep up with wide receivers on defense, but to, you know, have to shake defensive backs and linebackers and being strong enough to get past and fast enough to get past these guys on offense. Thousands and thousands of hours, so many seasons of that when you put that in the ring with somebody, of course, another thing that I didn't even touch on, when you put that person in the ring and he's 5'7", but he's able to beat a 6'3.5" Alexander Usyk, it's because he's practiced so many hours to beat that 6'4" left-handed guy. But that 6'4" left-handed guy never had to practice how to beat the small guy, because the small guy was easy for him to beat, so he never had to work on it.
Right. And, you know, something too, we talk about the psychological edge. When you have somebody like Sean coming at you, not stopping, footballing you too, and it drains the hell out of people mentally too. I mean, that's a big factor in boxing. I think a lot of people don't realize.
I definitely knew that for myself. I knew that and my dad, I mean, he knew that too. We were gonna either beat you down physically or we were gonna wear you down and beat you down mentally. Either way, we were gonna have our way with you, and we would come out successful. I mean, obviously there was just a few handful of times that I didn't come out successful, but look at those guys after the fight. You would never know that they didn't end up on the other side of the win column. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, you were definitely an outstanding talent in an era that is one of the greatest welterweight eras that I could think of.
I appreciate you, Marko. I think the other thing that I like most about your content is your delivery. You have an amazing delivery. Your energy is fantastic when you do your stuff. Tell everybody where to follow you.
I appreciate you. It's Marko Boxing on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. Marko Boxing on all these platforms.
It ain't no underscores or nothing like that.
There's Marko, right? 3 underscores. Marko, 3 underscores, boxing.
There you go. There it is. Marko, we'll talk later, all right?
All right, man. I appreciate you, Sean.
No,
Kenny,
thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.